You knew the Goliath expedition is Bushby's attempt to walk around the world, with unbroken footsteps, from Punta Arenas, Chile, to his home in Hull, England. He began his journey on the 1st of November 1998 and originally expected to finish the trek of 36,000 miles, 58,000 kilometers, in 8 years. However, due to numerous delays, it is still in progress as of the 8th of September 2025. Bushby set off from Punta Arenas, Chile, on the 1st of November 1998, and had completed over 17,000 miles, 27,000 kilometers, as of 2006, walking through South, Central, and North America. With over 19,000 miles, 31,000 kilometers, to walk, and maintaining his current speed, he then estimated he would return home to Hull by 2010. In March 2006, Bushby and French adventurer Dimitri Kiefer crossed the Bering Strait on foot, having to take a roundabout 14-day route across a frozen 150-mile, 240 kilometers, section to cross the 58-mile, 93 kilometers, wide strait from Alaska to Siberia. They were detained by Russian border troop officers while they were crossing the Russian border near the Chukotka village of Yulin, for not entering Russia at a correct port of entry. They were threatened with being banned from Russia, which would stop the journey. It was announced on the 5th of May 2006 that the Russian appeal court had upheld Bushby's application and his walk would continue. This was reported to be the result of consultation between John Prescott, the then British Deputy Prime Minister, and MP for Bushby's hometown of Hull, and Roman Abramovic, the then governor of Chukotka. On the 16th of March 2007, it was announced that Bushby had obtained the required permission from the Russian authorities, and had begun to prepare for the second half of his Goliath expedition. Bushby would walk the first leg of this stage to Yakutsk, along with Kiefer. He had a struggle with the Russian authorities to get a visa and permit. The entire area is a military area, and a special visit permit is needed. During 2007, he managed to walk more than 620 miles, 1,000 kilometers, from Yulin to Dvoinoye, not far from Bilibino, returning to Alaska when his visa ran out in November. Citation needed. In 2008, Bushby only walked for 3 weeks, reaching Bilibino. He started very late, since the visa approval was delayed, and when the snow disappeared in May he could not continue because the area is filled with swamps and rivers, impossible to penetrate on foot when not frozen. He was only allowed to be in Russia for 90 days out of every 180 days per visa, and had to leave the country before each visa expired. From late 2008 to 2010, Bushby spent his time in Mexico for cost reasons and was unable to travel to Russia. This was both because of trouble getting a visa and permits, and because of financial trouble. Bushby lost several of his sponsors due to the 2008 financial crisis. After Bushby secured new sponsors in 2010, the Russian government issued him another visa, and he resumed walking across Russia in the spring of 2011. In addition to the 90-day time restraint imposed by Russian visas, Bushby was hampered by the tundra conditions. Because his route took him through an area that can only be traveled on foot via frozen rivers and ice roads, he could only walk during the late winter and early spring. On the 25th of April 2011, after walking approximately 680 miles, 1,100 kilometers, Bushby reached the town of Srednyekolimsk, completing his leg for 2011. Beginning his 2012 leg, he only needed to travel an additional 560 miles, 900 kilometers, before reaching improved roads, meaning his travel would only be limited by the Russian visa rules. On the 12th of April 2012, Bushby reported on his site that the Russian authorities had denied him a visa for 2012. In March 2013, Russia banned Bushby from re-entering Russia for 5 years, citing a border violation from the previous year. Bushby walked over 3,000 miles, 4,800 kilometers, from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. His destination was the Russian embassy. On the 23rd of October 2014, Bushby's visa ban was overturned, and he was granted a letter of invitation from the Russian government. Bushby crossed the Russia-Mongolia border in 2017, and on the 8th of August 2017 he was in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Bushby crossed into Uzbekistan early in June 2019, reaching the border between Turkmenistan and Iran a few months later, where the voyage was on pause due to visa issues and the COVID-19 pandemic. In August 2024, Bushby started the swim across the Caspian Sea from Kazakhstan, planning to finish in Azerbaijan to avoid going through Iran or Russia, as both countries were then too dangerous to enter with a British passport. Bushby was accompanied by co-swimmer Angela Maxwell and two Azerbaijani national swimmers, Anastasia Babarikna and Abdurrahman Rustamov. Each day, Bushby and company swam in 2 3-hour sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, while resting and sleeping on support boats each night. The swim, covering 179 miles, 288 kilometers, was achieved in 31 days with 132 swimming hours. From Azerbaijan, Bushby then went to Turkey to cross the Bosphorus Strait into Europe. On the 11th of June 2025, Bushby was in Armenia waiting for a visa to enter Turkey to complete his challenge. At that time, he hoped to continue his trek in August 2025 and estimated he would return home to Hull by 2026. As of the 1st of September 2025, Bushby finished crossing Turkey and entered Bulgaria.